Hello, hi. Welcome back to another video where you can see that I'm drawing a few doodles and sketches and putting them all together on a page, like a collage, just a portrait of a girly making another funky face and some feet and shoes, which is how it usually works. But something I've been realizing lately as I've been making my Patreon and making videos and content is that doing this stuff is very hard. Making videos is not quite what I thought it would be, though it is very rewarding to see all of my content clipped and organized into one video. It's not easy putting it all together and recording my own voice, which can be kind of crazy and daunting to go back and listen to it. There's a lot of work that goes into creating this content and creating not just the art, but everything that goes along with it to share it with the rest of the world. And I guess I'm just saying this because it makes me have so much more of an appreciation for other artists out there and other independent business owners that do so much behind the scenes. They also don't get paid for a lot of the things that they do behind the scenes. I should say we, because I'm definitely in that category where I spend much of my time on my computer or at a coffee shop editing and fixing and redoing over and over. And again, it's all so worth it for it to come down and around to you guys so that you can see this content. But I just want to give some perspective for you too, that, the next time you see an independent artist or a business owner, that you can just maybe give them a little bit more of your appreciation or your love, because there's a lot more that you don't see to make their dream come true and to make it a reality for other people. On that topic, I also have had quite a few people come to me while I've been drawing or sketching in a coffee shop or when I'm out in public. And I can tell there's always a moment where people feel a little bit awkward, or maybe they can pick up on my awkwardness or my discomfort. I don't know what it is, but if they're coming up and talking to me in public, there's almost this weird dynamic of hey, I really like your art, but I actually don't know what to say. So I came up with a few questions that if you're ever out in public and you see an artist or creator of any kind, that there are some questions I think at least I would be happy to answer and that I would want to be asked. So the first one is, what is your favorite medium to work with? Now this can apply with art, with drawing and painting, right? Someone might say oils or pastels or even just, alcohol markers. That's how I would answer it. But even if somebody's a musician, you might even say, what other instruments do you play? Or did you ever play other instruments in high school, middle school, whatever? I just think it's good to elaborate on not just the art they're doing, but what medium they enjoy doing it in. Also, I think a good question is to ask is, did you go to art school? And if you did, why or why not, right? If you didn't go, or if you did go, what was your reasoning? Because I know that there are a lot of creators out there, and a lot of people who take a lot of pride in their schooling and their education. And I also think that there are people who didn't go to school and feel that that was also very important to their careers, right? Maybe they felt like they wanted to keep it just between them and themselves, right? Not have somebody else, like a teacher, tell them what to do or judge their work. But maybe there were people who wanted to go to school so that they can learn new mediums, they can get more feedback and different input from other teachers and educators and other students. So everyone always has a really interesting why. And I think that's a really good question to ask an artist of any kind when you're out and about. Also, lastly, I have two more. The next one is, what are some tips would you give a new artist? Because I think no matter how long someone's been in the game, they always have good advice and good feedback, right? For things that you can do right, or things that you can maybe, do to save yourself trouble in the long run, types of media and equipment to use. And I just think it's good to get that feedback, because you also, even if you're not an artist or an aspiring artist, it's just you start to get some a peek into that person's brain and what they've been through and what they do on a regular basis. So lastly, I think a good question is to say, how has your art style changed over time? And maybe it hasn't, but I think it's always interesting to see, right, how somebody has developed their art over the years. Again, this can apply to anyone, right? Like a musician or even someone who does like ceramics or clay. Like, we all change over time, and that changes our art and what we produce and what we put out into the world. And I think that's something any artist would love to be asked about. So don't be afraid to go and talk to an artist out in the wild or out in the public. I'm gonna be honest, most artists want someone to come up to them and compliment their art. So even if you just walk up and say, wow, I really love what you're doing, keep up the good work. Or you say, do you have a social media platform? I would love to follow you, or I would love to share this with someone that I think would really love your work. Any little bit helps and counts with an artist that might be, you never know, really struggling in the background or maybe making little to no money. And I just think any little support you can give, I mean, not even financial, right? Just like your verbal support and whatnot. Like, I think, go for it. Talk to someone. Don't be afraid. Give them that love and attention. Well, I am at the end of the video. I love talking about these things with you guys. I'd love to talk about more. Please leave suggestions and whatnot. And of course, as promised, I left some bloopers and some clips at the end of this video. So enjoy those and have a great day, everyone. Bye. Oh, wow. Oh, you're far away.